Season Pass.
Only a few Concho Valley teams remain in the high school basketball playoffs. We have highlights from around the area, and we preview this week's matchups. High school softball also took San Angelo by storm with the Concho Classic. Highlights from the Central Softball Complex coming up as well. Angelo State was also extremely busy. What have the Rams and Bells been up to? Find out tonight. Season Pass starts right now.
Season Pass is sponsored by Kent Elliott Roofing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season Pass. I'm your host, Ryan Reynolds. The Concho Valley was loaded with sports this past week. San Angelo hosted the Concho Classic softball tournament. The Angelo State sports teams are full send into their seasons, and of course, the high school basketball playoffs are inching closer to the state tournament. We'll recap everything tonight, starting on the hardwood with boys playoff basketball. After multiple delays, our Concho Valley teams were finally able to wrap up the bi-district round. Let's get to the action. Sterling City taking on Eden. This was a great one out in Winters. First quarter, Zane Avance, he's going to pull it from way downtown. Eden up 11-6, but this one was far from over. Next time down the court, check this out. A little give-and-go action. Caleb Tinney gets the layup to fall. The Bulldogs led by 5 at the half, but here comes Sterling City. You can never count out these Eagles. Third quarter, Hudson Cox loses it. Chance Ferguson is there. 2-point Eden lead. Ferguson nailed 2 free throws with 28 seconds left to send it to overtime, and that is when Sterling City took over. Ferguson, he's going to finish this one off. Too easy for him. He finished with a game-high 18 points. Sterling City is your bi-district champs. They take it 50-44. The Eagles then beat Van Horn in the area round, setting up this regional quarterfinal against district foe Erie County. Hold your breath. These two teams went tick for tack all game. Second quarter, Sterling City working inside to Hudson Cox. Gets it to fall. He finished with 11 points. Sterling City led by 3 at the half. But here comes Erie County. Third quarter, Hornets swing it around to Parker Connor. Rattles in the 3-ball. Game tied at 19. End of the third. I told you, tick for tack. Cross Caniddle, he led Sterling City with 17 points. He's going to hit the 3-ball to put the Eagles up 4. And then just seconds later, as time is expiring, Jordan Harrison gets it right back as the buzzer sounds. Hornets trailed by 1 entering the 4th. Buckle up, folks. Here we go. Bo Murrow, he's going to pull it from mid-range. 2-point lead with 3 minutes to play for Erie County, and they would hang on from there. Trevin Kofel is going to get the floater to fall. He scored a game-high 21 points. Erie County is moving on. They get the win 43-42. The Hornets will face 15th-ranked Eula on Tuesday in the regional semifinals. Water Valley taking on Menard in the bi-district round. Both teams started slow offensively. Yellow Jackets going to swing it around here. Finally ends up in the hands of Anthony Bergino. Menard up early later in the first quarter. Check out this bullet to Cannon Weiss to Connor Glass. Wildcats in front now. Menard answers back. Callan Kaufman finds Jordan McSherry. That is good. Yellow Jackets now with a 1-point lead. Water Valley's turn Weiss to Glass again. Banks it off the glass. Wildcats led by 6 at the break and would go on to keep that lead. 43-33 the final. Water Valley moving on to the area round for a showdown against this team, Rankin at Lakeview High School. First quarter, Water Valley was first on the board. Nathan Treadway knocks down the 3 from the wing. The Wildcats getting going early. A little bit later, Blake Wise going to get the 3 to fall for Rankin. That ties the game at 5. The Red Devils really started to get hot after that. Weiss, he's going to pull it and knock down another 3. You got to cover that if you are Water Valley. 11-5 Rankin. Second quarter, watch this. Caleb Aguero, he's going to sink the 3, but he's not done there. He's going to get the steal off the inbound, lays it in. That's a whopping 5 points in just a matter of seconds. Red Devils jump out to a 22-7 lead. Water Valley just couldn't overcome that. Rankin ends the Wildcats season 57-21. Over to Garden City, very best battling Sierra Blanca in the area round. Second quarter, Vaqueros up. out in transition. There's an and one opportunity for Sierra Blanca. Vaqueros up 6. Very best trying to respond before the half. Bo Dunn with the fancy dribble moves over to Yahir Rosas. Buries the jumper. Falcons trailed by 11 at the half. Started the third quarter. Falcons trying to spark a comeback. Dunn finishes it with the lay-in and one. But Sierra Blanca would eventually pull away for good. The fancy lay-in on the fast break. Then how about this? The arcing jumper falls. And the Vaqueros go on to win it 68-40, ending very best season. El Dorado and Cristobal is arguably one of the fiercest rivalries in the Concho Valley. The two schools go neck to neck in just about every sport they compete in. The stakes were raised Friday night when the Eagles and Cougars met on the hardwood in the regional quarterfinals. This one played at Central High School. District 7 2A foes squaring off in a win or go home game. And this was a good one. First quarter, Cougars in front. Seth Baker finds Bo Jolly in the corner. Cristobal up 5 after 1. Now in the second, El Dorado comes running back. Caden Gonzalez fires a 3. And then they're going to swing it around. Nino Tambunga from the corner. Count it. Game tied at 19 going into the half. And then in the third, Jaron Slayton started to heat up and take over. Hits the deep 3 from the corner. And then off the feed from Jolly, the long arcing 3. Cristobal up 6 after 3. El Dorado still hanging around in the fourth, though, trying to pull off an upset. Corbin Covarrubias, he's going to make it a 3-point game, but Cristobal would eventually pull away. Slayton comes away with the steal, and he's going to take it the distance. All the way in for the easy lay-in. Slayton had a really good game against El Dorado, and then the dagger. Slayton finds Jolly on the backdoor cut. The Cristobal Cougars are moving on to the regional semifinals. 41-33 the final. The Cougars will face Clarendon in the next round. Cristobal and Erie County are the only boys teams from the Concho Valley still in the playoffs. Coming up on Season Pass, we take a look at the girls' side of things. Which teams are still standing? We have the highlights after the break. Stay with us.
Now at a new location, Proline Marine is the same authorized service center for Minn Kota and Motor Guide that San Angelo has trusted for over a decade. Like always, our trained and knowledgeable staff is here, ready to answer your questions and make any repairs you need to get up and running again. With brands like Humminbird, Garmin, PowerPole, and Bonafide Kayak, we've got the best accessories to help you get the most out of your day fishing. Let Proline get you back out on the water.
If you're looking for expert advice, call Absolute Paradise Cooling and Heating.
Hello, I'm Mike.
And I'm Darwin.
If you have trouble with your system, whether it's conventional
Or ductless.
Call 656-4822. Absolute Paradise. We care about your air.
This West Texas weather is constantly changing. That's why KLST's Weather Authority is there.
I am a father and a husband. I'm a professional golfer. I am a colon cancer survivor. And I fight because I want people to survive what they're going through and live long, happy lives. It's the second leading cause of death of any cancer. Probably something most folks don't know. But it's also one of the most treatable forms of cancer. So you can prevent this by proactively doing things about it. And many times you're going to find out that it's to be a lifesaver to do that.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Welcome back to Season Pass. Last season, the Wall Lady Hawks were bounced from the playoffs a little earlier than they would have liked. The green and white fell to Brownfield in the bi-district round, but if this past year showed us anything, it's one, hard work pays off, and two, a new season means a clean slate. Let's get to the action. Wall taking on Sonora in the 3A Region 1 bi-district round. First quarter, Caroline Holtman starting things off for the Lady Hawks. She gets the jumper to fall. Wall is up 2-0. Then a little later, Hannah Burke with the jumper off the rim. Lady Hawks up by 4. Kylie Phillips had herself a game in this one. Knocks down this three with ease. Sonora still looking to find its first points of the game. Still first quarter after some good ball movement from the Lady Hawks. Lauren Pepper gets it to go. Wall up by 9. Like I tried to say, Phillips put on a show, nailing back-to-back threes. There was no stopping the Lady Hawks. They win 66-24, but lost to Nakona in the area round. 2A Region 1 by-district action between Ozona and Colorado City. Second quarter, Gabby Rodriguez wide open under the basket, gets that shot to fall. Ozona sprinting out of the gate up 20-4. They led by 15 at the half. Here in the third, Charlie Oglesby gets the rebound and put back. Lady Lions up 25-13, but here comes Colorado City. Mia Monroe gets the steal, knocks down the three. That makes it a 4-point Ozona lead with just 16 seconds. But that'll do it. Fourth seed Ozona gets the win over a district champion, 52-44. The Lady Lions by district champs. However, their season ended in the area round to Sudan. Over to Class 1A Region 2, fourth-ranked Very Best taking on Ira, and let's pick it up in the third quarter. Lady Falcons running away with it. Bella Hoffman fights through contact. That's good. Then Hoffman tosses it back to Callie Briley, buries the long range 2. Kennedy Wheelis also getting in on the fun. They swing it around to her, and she drains it from one of her favorite spots on the court. The corner 3, the trio of Briley, Wheelis, and Hoffman accounted for 46 of the team's total points. Briley, the teardrop there. She had a game-high 19. The Lady Falcons add another gold ball to the trophy case, 65-20, the final, which set up this matchup in the regional quarterfinals. Erie County taking on Very Best, starting things off in the first. Kennedy Wheelis going to pass it to Bella Hoffman, then over to Cora Blackwell. She will get that one to fall. The Lady Falcons are first on the board. On the other side, Erie County responding. Melanie Rainey passes to Audrey Tillman. She'll knock down the 3. Lady Hornets lead 5-4. Now you see some ball movement, and it finds its way to Callie Briley, and she lays it in. What a season for the sophomore. Very Best back in front, 6-5. A little later, Hoffman, she's going to get the jumper to go. The Lady Falcons would end up winning this one 42-34. So the Lady Falcons back in the regional semifinals for the second straight season. They'll take on number 13 Westbrook tomorrow at 6 p.m. in Abilene. The winner of this game will face either Rankin or Hermleigh in the 1A regional finals. Speaking of Rankin, Blackwell had their hands full with the Lady Devils in the regional quarterfinals. Fourth quarter, Micra Ibarra finds Darian Kinney, who hits the jumper from the awkward angle. Good shot from Kinney there. But like I mentioned, it was the Lady Devils who controlled throughout. Emily Bunger, she's going to get the layup right off the inbound. She had a game-high 27 points. She was definitely a force in this game. A little later, Bree Hare is going to knock down her only points of the game from behind the arc. And Rankin, the Lady Devils are moving on. They get the win 73-45. Blackwell's season comes to an end. High school softball has taken San Angelo by storm the last few days with the Concho Classic, but all the tournament action came to a close yesterday as teams inched closer to a championship. Concho Division Gold Bracket semifinal, Central taking on Lamesa. The Lady Cats got out to a fast start. Bottom first, Riley Din. She's going to shoot one through the gap in left. That's going to bang off the wall. 2 Lady Cats come in to score, and 2 thumbs up for Riley Din. Central takes an early 2-0 lead. A few batters later, 2 on. Emily Sanchez taps one to third. She beats the throw. Another Central runner touches home. 3-0 Lady Cats. They kept adding to it. This is Alexis Bacurza, smacks one into left. Central takes it 6-2. Which puts them in the championship game. Central versus Pampa. Bottom 4, check this out. Ali Talamentes smacks one into right field. That gets down for a base hit and a whole lot more. Talamentes rounding third. She slides in for an inside the park home run. That ties the game at 1. 2 batters later, Riley Din's going to pop out to center. Luckily, the Lady Cats, they had a runner on base, and that runner was Ashton McMillan. She scores from third on the sacrifice. Lady Cats take a 2-1 lead. They really found their swing before time expired. Emily Sanchez with a slap hit to third. She beats the throw home. Taylor Martin scores from third. Central in front 3-1. That would be the final as time expires. Lady Cats win the championship in the Concho Division. Lakeview also got the job done, claiming the championship in the Angelo Division. The Maidens beat Brady in both games yesterday, 17-2 in Game 1, and then 11-4 in Game 2. It's exciting to see high school teams back on the diamond, especially after their seasons were cut short last year. Coming up on Season Pass, we jump to the collegiate level with Angelo State. Catch up with the Rams and Bells after the break. We'll be right back.
When water damage strikes, we're the ones to call. Service Master by Texas Best does it all.
At Service Master by Texas Best, we know how stressful extensive flooding or fire damage can be. That's why we're here, ready to answer your call whenever you need us most. We're available 24/7, 365 days a year. So when you're dealing with an emergency at your home or business, you can count on us to be there and get the job done right.
Texas Best is Texas Best.
Why am I so calm right now? Because this isn't a spy thriller. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Right on cue. This Rogue has more standard safety technologies than that RAV4. It's almost too easy.
Hurry in and save up to $2,000 on the 2021 Altima.
Tick-tock, time's running out.
Hey, what are you doing up this early?
Enjoy a savory McGriddles paired with a $1 small premium roast coffee.
For the latest news, or to unwind with some engaging conversations about sports, entertainment, and everything in between, go to ConchoValleyHomepage.com/live and check out our webcasts.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
Welcome back to Season Pass. After nearly a year without playing a regular season game, the Angelo State softball team returned to the diamond at Meyer Field last week for the annual George and Ola McCorkle Challenge. All smiles at Meyer Field because softball is back. ASU taking on A&M International. Game 1, Bells with a 1-run lead, and they add more in the bottom of the second. Madison Fernandez going yard to left center field. Angelo State up 3-1. Very next batter, Jade Struthers says, you know what, I can do that too. Homers to left field. It's now 4-1 Bells. Back-to-back jacks for Angelo State. If you're Travis Scott, that's what you like to see as the head coach. Genesis Armendariz started on the mound for the Bells. She made quick work in the early innings, striking out 2 and 6 1/3 innings of work, but the Dust Devils got to her in the top of the 4th. Victoria Gonzalez slaps one off the shortstop's glove into left. That brings home Victoria Maldonado, 4-2. ASU still in front. A little later in the inning, a routine ground ball turns tragic. The throw goes over the catcher's head. Sarah Chavez comes in to score, and International comes back to win it 9-5. The Bells finish 3-2 in the McCorkle Challenge and currently sit with a 4-3 record. The top-ranked Rams played 8 games in 7 days, going for the sweep last Monday over Wayland Baptist. Angelo State has outscored opponents 52-7, and it's because of plays like this. Aaron Walters crushes one over the left center field wall. Rams up 1-0 in the bottom of the second. They just kept their foot on the gas. Bottom of the third now. 2 on for Kobe Kelton. Lays down the bunt. The throw goes past the first baseman's head. Angelo State adds 2 more runs. It's now 3-0. A few batters later, Josh Elvire. Guys, this is history. Just take it in. Going yard for his 34th time in his Angelo State career. That's a new record. A 2-run shot to left center puts the Rams up 5-0. They added 10 runs in the bottom of the third, and they cruised 22-4. The Rams then hosted St. Mary's in a 3-game series. This is game 1 at Foster Field. Runner on third for Thomas Kane. He's going to fly out to right in foul territory, and the sacrifice works. Jordan Williams scores. It's now 6-0 Rams in the third. We show a lot of Rams offense, but how about some Rams defense? Williams in the hot corner, and the athleticism by Walters at first for the out. How about that? We say you have to pitch to someone in this lineup. Well, after walking the bases loaded, a 4th straight walk brings home Nick Saginwich. 8-0 Rams now. Later in the inning, bases still loaded. Jackson Hardy grounds into a double play, but another Ram scores. 9-0 ASU. The Rattlers would have a big 8th inning, but the Rams would come away with the win 13-8. ASU won game 2, 8-0. Going for the series sweep yesterday, St. Mary's got the scoring started in the top of the first. Mitchell Caskey shoots one into left center. Derek Mueller comes in to score. St. Mary's striking at first, but this Angelo State offense, as you just saw in the past 2 highlights, is extremely lethal, and they respond quickly in the bottom of the frame. Josh Elvire sends a rocket into center field, and he wouldn't be on base for very long. A few batters later, Parker Bramlett past the diving infielder. Elvire scores to make it 1-1. They just kept coming. Very next batter, Jordan Williams makes contact. The shortstop can't field it. Aaron Walters touches home to give the Rams a 2-1 lead. A little later, check this out. Bramlett is going to swipe home. Angelo State on top 3-1. This was a shootout, but the Rams complete the sweep. They win 11-10 and improve to 9-1. The Rams will be back in action on Friday to start a 3-game road series against Lubbock Christian. Coming up on Season Pass, the Bells volleyball team is nationally ranked, and the ASU men's basketball team makes one last push towards the conference tournament. All that and more after the break.
Lately, our business has really been growing thanks to Suddenlink Business.
Ooh, how so?
They let us bundle secure internet with services like smart Wi-Fi and mobile.
That's like getting pork chops with a side of steak.
Yeah, that inspired our whole menu.
Sweet. I could use some internet security for my business.
What kind of business?
None of your business?
Suddenlink Business Your Way protects your business with secure internet, bundled with the services that are right for you.
Excellent.
With webcasts, push alerts, and website exclusives, all completely free, behind 0 paywalls. ConchoValleyHomepage.com isn't just news for San Angelo. It's keeping you connected to the Concho Valley.
I'll see you later, okay?
So Dr. Pui is the best of the leukemia doctors at St. Jude. We very quickly found out how much he loves his patients. One of our first visits with Dr. Pui, he was kind of running through the protocol and naming off all the medications. And he said, but don't worry, you don't pay that, St. Jude pays that. Just to think, like, and what if they didn't?
Matthew. Huh? Oh. I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. And what you say really does matter to me.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me, and they make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for talking.
Talk. They hear you.
Boys and Girls Clubs are providing millions of meals to communities, childcare to first responders, and virtual programming. We're doing whatever it takes to help families get through this crisis, but we can't do this alone. Visit bgca.org/relief fund.
Welcome back to Season Pass. Third-ranked ASU hosting UTPB. Both teams split the first 2 sets, so let's go to the third. Bells leading. Sophia Berg is going to come away with the hit from the middle. Look at that play from Berg. Bells up 4, but the Falcons would battle back. Strambler continuing her block party from last night. That ties the set at 21, but the Bells take the set off a Falcon Air 25-22. The fourth set was back and forth between the two. Match point for ASU. Elsa Lampier goes cross court to the corner, and the Bells stay unbeaten. They win the match in 4 sets. The third-ranked Angelo State Bells, again, looking for their 11th straight win now, taking on Midwestern State last night. Third set, Bells trailing by 4. Nalia Gordon hammers home the kill. ASU down 7-4. A little later, check this out. Kaylin Gilbreth assists Bailey Allen. That's another Bells point, continuing to close that gap, only down 3, but the Mustangs controlled the third set. Raven Presley finishes it off. MSU takes it 25-19. The Bells would respond in the fourth. Block party, Allen sends it back. And then Elsa Lampier getting in on the fun. ASU took the fourth set 25-16 and the match. The Bells stay perfect at 11-0. They'll host Lubbock Christian on Tuesday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Like many teams, it's been a strange season for the Angelo State Rams. With all the COVID protocols, the schedule changes, and the Lone Star Conference reverting to a point system to determine division champions and seedings, it's just a lot to adjust to. But for the Rams, they're adjusting at the perfect time. Angelo State hosting Texas A&M Commerce in a makeup game. Closing stages, Commerce battling back. Leo Lara is going to pull up and hit the jumper from the corner, but the day belonged to the Rams. Williams, he's going to do a nice old drive-in kick to Kevon Godwin, who steps into and hits a three-pointer. Rams are up double digits. And the exclamation point. Godwin, it goes down low to Celicia Haya, who throws it down with authority. Rams get back in the win column, 70-56. Angelo State, they're actually riding a 3-game winning streak. We talk about adjusting at the perfect time. The Rams closed out the regular season last night with a 75-67 win over Texas A&M International, and they're in the conference tournament as the 5th seed. Angelo State will travel to 4th-seeded Kingsville on Tuesday for the quarterfinals. Time is still to be announced. The Bells, on the other hand, lost to International 75-72 to finish the season at 1-13. Coming up on Season Pass, we have our Plays of the Week, and we announce our Player of the Week. You don't want to miss it. Stick around.
Your business is important. That's why we're proud to recognize KLST's small business leaders. Can Do Budget Rentals. There's no gamble. The pot's right. 1194 Templin Road, 653-3165. Window Depot USA, offering the best replacement windows at the lowest possible price. Call 227-6961. Angelo Pellets Feed Mill, proudly selling Kubota tractors. Stop by today at 1111 North Bell Street.
Hi, I'm Mike with MGB, Mike's Gold Buyers. Gold and silver prices are terrific, which means more money for your gold, silver, and diamonds. Come to MGB and you'll say,
I sold gold and I like Mike.
On Avenue N by Angelo State.
Right here, baby.
The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Welcome back to Season Pass. Top 5 plays from around the area. Starting with volleyball, Angelo State's Kaylin Gilbreth was named the LSC Preseason Offensive Player of the Year for a reason. Look at that kill. Gonna need an ice pack after that one. The third-ranked Bells are 11-0. Number 4, top-ranked Angelo State going for the sweep over St. Mary's. They're in some trouble, down 2 in the bottom of the 8th. The Avengers have a Hulk, but the Rams have a Josh Elvire. Crushes a game-tying 2-run shot to center. And how about this bat flip? Let's play it back in slow motion, because, guys, this is actually the top play. Look at that form. Chef's kiss, 10 out of 10. A little bit more from this game later. Central softball going for the Concho Classic title. Ali Talamentez smacks a ball to right. It rolls all the way to the corner. And Talamentez slides in for her first career inside the park home run. Always special to see that. Lady Cats get the championship 3-1. Number 2, ASU baseball broke a few records last week. Here's one of them. Josh Elvire going yard to left center for a program record 34th time in his career, breaking Keith Tone's original mark of 33 set in 2010. Elvire is just 7 home runs shy of tying the all-time Lone Star Conference record. And before we wrap up the show, let's go back to that wild series finale between the Rams and Rattlers. Game tied at 10 in the bottom of the 9th. Jackson Hardy is going to lay down a bunt. Can the Rams get in? Yes, Parker Bramlett safe at home. And Angelo State wins in walk-off fashion. And our player of the week is Josh Elvire. Head over to ConchoValleyHomepage.com for all of that. Good night, Concho Valley.
Closed captioning for the hearing impaired is sponsored by the Law Office of Rick DeHoyos.